Welcome to Legalized Negligence, where we discuss Florida Statute 768.21, subsection 8. Forgive me, I am sick with the flu, but I wanted to get this information out to the group about the Judiciary Committee that will be meeting on Monday to hear Senator Yarborough's bill, SB 248, and I'll share the links to that in the comment section below, in our group. Travis and Sabrina weren't able to join me tonight, but I did want to get this out since that leaves us really about 4 days to respond and go to Tallahassee. And you can speak at the meeting if you fill out the proper paperwork, and that will be one of the links that I put in the comments. And so let me go ahead and share the screen and show you where the committee is meeting and what you can say. Okay, here it is. The committee meeting notice for the Judiciary Committee meeting. Senator Yarborough is chair. Senator Burton is the vice chair. It's going to be Monday, the 22nd of January, from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. And the place is the Pat Thomas Committee Room, 412 Knott Building. And of course, that's at the legislature in Tallahassee. I'll leave this up if you want to go ahead and copy it down off the screen, or you can just check in the comments and get the link yourself. I'll put it there. They're going to be discussing, it looks like, 4 different bills. The first one at the top is the one that we're interested in, which is on medical negligence. And the other ones, though I'm sure they're important to somebody, they're not important to us at the moment, with the exception of the one by Senator Collins on litigation financing. I looked at her bill, and it seems to have to do with who you can hold accountable whenever there is neglect, allegations of neglect in a nursing home or long-term care facility. It seems like what she's trying to do is, let's say you were an investor in the property, that you would not be able to be sued just simply because you were an investor, that the allegations have to be against a medical licensee. But to be honest, I haven't read it that close. All of my time has been spent dealing with 248 and then Senator Book's bill, which right now it doesn't look like it's going to be heard on this day. Let me also share, this is a form that if you do intend to drive to Tallahassee, you can fill this form out. You have to, it says under appearance record, deliver both copies of this form to the Senate professional staff conducting the meeting. And basically it just asks, the meeting that you're attending, the date, the bill number that you're interested in, your name, address, phone number, and so forth. And then whether you're for or against it, if you are appearing without compensation or sponsorship, if you're a lobbyist, but I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. So I'm going to go ahead and take that down, and then for just a minute, talk about the work that we've been doing, not only the past year, but really the past 2 weeks pretty heavily. I know I have shared some research with Senator Yarborough and Senator Book about the claims that, at one point when we were at common law, that nobody had the right to claim damages for pain and suffering. And I did the research into that and showed them how it came about, and why society decided that yes, pain and suffering damages are something that we want to be able to sue for. And it seems like the biggest argument lately has been caps, which means that they will probably pass a bill. Well, I can't tell you what they'll probably do, but what I can say is that at least they're hearing bills that deal with the repeal of subsection 8 from 768.21, But it seems like they're very interested in adding caps on damages, which means that you'll be allowed to sue for damages, but they want to put caps on how much that could be. And I pointed out to both Senator Book and to Senator Yarborough that back in 1988, there was an amendment put on the Florida ballot, Amendment 10, where the people were asked to vote on whether or not they wanted to have caps put on damages, and the people resoundingly defeated that bill and said no. So my sense is that the lobbyists, have been working overtime to get the legislators to uh, to agree to caps. We won't put up a fight if you repeal subsection 8, but we demand that you put caps on it so that people can't sue for too much. And my view on that is, who are these lobbyists to decide? We don't negotiate with them. We talk to our senators and our representatives in the House, and we tell them how we want to be governed. And that's the way our country was designed. Our representatives represent our interests. And anytime that another interest takes precedence over us, then something's wrong with our system. So it would be smart, if anybody really cares about doing something about this and getting this law changed, that they would contact their representatives and contact their senators and tell them that no, we're the ones that determine how we want to be governed. A bunch of lobbyists for the insurance companies and for the physicians groups, they don't determine how we get to access the civil courts and what we can ask for when we sue somebody for medical malpractice. Now, do it in a polite way, in a civil way. That's the only way that you should be communicating with these people. Otherwise, you just look like a bunch of nuts out there running and screaming and shaking your hands. There's a way to do it. We've made great progress with Senator Yarborough. I first wrote to him back in October when his bill first came out, and I pointed out several problems that we saw in it. And he wrote me back. We've done a podcast on this. He wrote me back. He said, I agree with you. The language needs to be changed. And he understood my argument about having fair and equal access to the civil courts, just like any other tort claim has. Anybody, a plaintiff has the right to sue for pain and suffering damages, and we should have that right as well. But lately, caps seems to be the big thing that everybody wants to talk about. So last week, I sent Senator Yarborough and Senator Book another email explaining to them why caps are absolutely unnecessary, and that the biggest part of that is if you can't get your case into civil court and brought in front of the public, uh, you're denying the people of Florida of knowing exactly how much medical malpractice is taking place in the state. Because when the case gets turned over to the Department of Health, which would deal with the license of the physician or of the nurse, or if the doctor decides to settle, then the public never really finds out about it. And we need to get these cases into the public eye so that more people are aware of what's going on. And that way we're able to put more pressure on our representatives and senators to do something about it. I've shared with you in past podcasts and books that I've read this year on the myth of medical malpractice. And, I've recommended those. Go look at some of our older videos and you'll see them. But I just wanted to get the word out. Come Monday, the fight that we've been fighting for the past year is finally, we're all coming together. And our voices, those of you who have taken time out of your day to write or call or talk to your representatives in Tallahassee, now's the time we'll see if they're going to do what we have asked them to do. So like we make a disclaimer in all of our videos. We're not attorneys. We're just people who have lost loved ones to medical malpractice. And we are trying to do something and get this law repealed. So if you enjoyed this video, if you think you got something out of it, like and subscribe and all of the stuff they say about that. But the biggest thing for you to do is to activate and get up off the couch and do something. If you want to see a change in government, then you got to be the one that makes that happen. You can't rely on other people to do it for you, or it will stay this way just like it has for the past 34 years. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you in the next podcast.